Test Drive Unlimited is easily one of the most iconic and innovative games of the mid-2000s, blowing franchises like Need for Speed and Driver out of the water, who at the time couldn't hold a candle to what Eden Games had created. This game became the golden standard of the open-world racing game formula that we know today, which has birthed the likes of The Crew and Forza Horizon, and still has brand new games compared to it to this day. Considering that the game came out in September of 2006, with a PC port coming out March the following year, alongside a demake for the PS2 and PSP, this game packed in a lot that would make somebody that had just come from playing Need for Speed Most Wanted think, how is something like this even possible? A one-to-one scale recreation of the Hawaiian island Oahu, yes, I had to look up how to pronounce that, albeit with a simplified road layout, full to the brim with car dealerships, purchasable houses, tuning shops, paint shops, estate agents, clothes shops, car rentals, races, time trials, speed trap events, hitchhikers, vehicle deliveries and package deliveries. Creating Oahu Island, the developers at Eden Games took some creative license to make the map more enjoyable to drive around. A lot of minor roads have been omitted. The most westerly point of the island now has a road, creating a complete loop around the island, and in the south of the map, next to the airport, sits a racetrack called Oahu Raceway. However, upon researching to see if the real-life Oahu did in fact have a racetrack, I found out some rather interesting information. Before we get into this, please like, comment and subscribe. I have lots of things I want to cover about Test Drive and other games, so any form of support really means a lot. Oahu Raceway is a track that resides next to the airport in the south of the map, which the player arrives at the beginning of the game. At the start of the game, the track has a blocked entrance and the road leading up to it won't be marked as discovered. In order to access the track, you need to get to Champion rank, which is around 45% game completion. After that, the roads are now discoverable, meaning you are free to explore the racetrack. Sadly, there are no races in-game that utilise the track. However, in the PSP and PS2 versions of the game, it is used in the third event of the Supercars Championship, which funny enough, when I was a kid, is actually how I discovered that this track even existed in the first place. The track is 3.5 miles long and features a good mix of corners, a long straight that isn't quite straight, which you can easily hit 200 miles an hour on in supercars, and even a pit lane with an explorable paddock. From what I can find, this track seems to be a fictional creation by Eden Games, as I am unable to find a track that resembles this layout. Even on the Turbo Duck forums, the most active test drive forum, as well as home of the Platinum mod, no one has yet to figure out what track this may be a copy of. Now here's where things start getting interesting. During the development of Test Drive Unlimited, there was actually a real-life racetrack on the island of Oahu called Hawaii Raceway Park. This track consisted of a dirt oval, drag strip, road course, and even a sand drag strip. In my research, I've come across some videos of the racetrack from back in the day, including the footage you see here. I've linked this video below if you want to watch it in its entirety. Sadly, the track was closed down in April 2006, 5 months before the game's release. It's worth mentioning that Test Drive Unlimited had been in development since 2003, when this racetrack was still alive and kicking. So why did it not appear in-game? I believe this is most likely due to licensing issues, since developers of the game would have had to pay the owners of the track to use their racetrack in a video game. Not only that, but in my opinion, a small gritty racetrack wouldn't really fit into the rich car guy lifestyle Test Drive Unlimited portrays, with its designer clothing brands and prestige cars. If you go to where this track would appear in the game, sadly all you'll find is just plains filled with trees and shrubs. If you did want to race around this track however, all hope is not lost, since there is a mod for Assetto Corsa made by Archangel X that recreates this old track. So since 2006, Oahu has been left without any form of racetrack, which has led to a rise in street racing on the island. However, change is on the horizon, since there is an ongoing project to build a new racetrack on the island, Circuit Hawaii. It is said to be a 1.5 mile road course, featuring an 1/8 mile drag strip and a 1/4 mile dirt oval. All of this is going to be put on a 0.25 mile by 0.35 mile plot of land, which is a tall order, especially since the creators are trying to make this racetrack an FIA Grade 3 circuit, similar to the likes of the Croft Circuit, Alton Park and Thruxton. From what I could find, there was no official layout released for the circuit as of the time of this recording. However, Reddit user CakePie has created their idea of what they think the track could look like, using the space provided, creating a 1.57 mile circuit with multiple layouts, drag strip running through the middle, dirt oval off to one side, and even found room for a rallycross layout. There is also a Circuit Hawaii concept map that has been released for Assetto Corsa, made by Archangel X, which was actually the test mule for Circuit Hawaii, which apparently passed FIA Grade 3 certification in all but 2 places. As of recording, there is no confirmed date of when this layout will be revealed or work will commence. The only date, which is on the Circuit Hawaii website, is that we aim to launch by Q1 2025. So that was the story of Oahu Raceway in Test Drive Unlimited and the real racetracks of Oahu Island. If you'd like to find out more about these tracks mentioned, I've linked everything down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.